Take the Lincoln Tunnel through Weehawken, through Secaucus, across the Hackensack River, and you'll arrive, as we have, at MetLife Stadium at East. In evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Seattle Seahawks and the New York Jets. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Here comes Jalen Waddle from his end zone.
Right there. 54 Mike.
So we got man. Hey, watch Sam. Check.
First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I have to say a very solid performance.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Darrell Taylor drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And boy, possession here turns over with a football already being in the red zone. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now it's Wilson. And looking for Kirk, but this pass is intercepted. Picked up by Gary and Conley. The 40. The 20.
Come on, bring it, baby. Bring it.
Brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown.
Coaches preach all the time about opportunities and taking advantage of them, and he did exactly that. I used to have a coach told us all the time, a lost opportunity is never regained. Well, no regrets here. He picked that one off and took it to the house.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Here comes Deontay Harris from his end zone. And we will not see a run back here from Harris. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help them a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throw down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Hall. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
On the double. Mark 13. He's coming faster. Check him.
Yeah.
After the interception, here's Wilson. He sets to fire deep. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
That's a well-thrown ball right there. This is where arm strength pays off because he's got to be able to get the ball both downfield and to the sideline. And that's one of the more difficult throws for a quarterback. And he put it right where it needed to be.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
On 3rd down, here's Taylor. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Jonathan Taylor, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead.
That's it. Here we go.
Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson forced out to his left. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And the Jets have recovered. Had some good yardage there, too, before he fumbled that football, Charles.
Yeah, just think about it this way. Running backs, as a general rule, they kind of know when the end of a run is near, and you notice how they cover up, right? They protect the football. Sometimes quarterbacks forget that out in the open field. After a while, you start to wonder, does the running back coach visit the quarterback coach and say, hey, I can help you with this. We can protect this and make sure we keep the ball.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Let's go now. 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber.
Taylor is into the end zone for a Jets touchdown. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. Let's see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line. 2nd and a yard. Now a give, right side. Kirk, and he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Now Wilson on first down. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. Now Wilson. Flushed out right. And smartly going into the slide there. Wilson has enough for the first.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game.
And this is caught at the 20. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf. His first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Wilson going to throw for it. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. And that's a nice job there, because you've got to play the ball, not the man winning coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Wilson's throw complete there to Moore. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he is going to get the first down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there.
Come on.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Jordan Brooks, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Trying to lay one up deep. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. Typically with catches like that, we talk about the height of the wide receiver, but he's one of the shorter receivers in the NFL.
And it doesn't seem to matter, does it? Put the tape measure away. How about some of these guys under 6 feet tall? Antonio Brown, T.Y. Hilton, and Super Bowl 53 MVP, Julian Edelman.
Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal.
Here we go. Set. 30 pace. Let's go.
Again, it'll be Taylor. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Jonathan Taylor on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead. They'll let Taylor try and run. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line.
Well, they couldn't be happy that they were having to stop a two-point conversion because that means they gave up a touchdown. But a little solace there. You saw some good gang tackling, stacking him up before he can get to the end zone.
We talk about offensive units putting in more two-point period sessions in practice. Defensively, do you do the same?
Absolutely. You have to, because you never know how aggressive these offenses are going to be in games nowadays. Defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Hey, Mike 20, Mike 20. Hey. Ain't doing nothing today.
Throwing is Wilson. Being chased out left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls when you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1.
I'm coming. There go Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game. Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Now a man open down the middle of the field, and they're able to get this one across the 35. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also... And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Hey, Mike 20, Mike 20. 19. Tackles.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, open man is Kirk, complete. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. That one, a first down pickup of 8. To throw is Wilson. And now he'll let this one go deep, back over the middle. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Marcus May with a pick. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. And
try and hold that score at least where it is.
the New York offense taking over for their next possession. They had the big halftime lead. Their defense just helped them out further by forcing the turnover, so things are starting to look pretty rosy.
They certainly are, but
that's caught inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Jalen Waddle. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Jets are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it. So the try for two successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Here comes Deontay Harris from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off around the 41. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It can be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up.
Echo.
13, Mike 13. Hey, man, watch the boot, watch the boot.
Now it's Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. And this one is incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Mike 13.
Here's Wilson. Reception here by Ruggs. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. He's going to air one out. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He'll find Ballore out of the backfield. And they work this out past the 25. 25 yards that time.
Hold on a second. Was that the fullback? That was the fullback. Who says it to slot receivers? With only guys who can catch the football and get big yardage after the catch. Really nice job there. Showing good hands.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Ashton Davis. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Here's Wilson to throw.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. Down the numbers. There he goes. 30. 10, 5, and it's a terrific return here as he's going to have them set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. Now a first carry for their fullback, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal. And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Nick Ballore, his first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Flush to his right. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. I guess the last score wasn't enough for them. They want more. Here comes an onside kick. And the Jets have got it. Dances by him. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
23 yards, the final tally.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd down, another run with Taylor. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. They'll roll him out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Jordan Brooks, his 2nd sack of the night.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. Under pressure, they got him again. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 27.
We want it. Come to my world. Hey, Mike 20, Mike 20. He don't know no good.
Here's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. It got his man, complete. Touchdown. DK Metcalf. And the Seahawks have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So now a 2-point conversion attempt coming from Wilson to the Seahawks. And the Seahawks are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. 2 scores down, 2 timeouts at their disposal. This is a critical onside kick. And the Jets have got it. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. And that going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. The Jets on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Wilson and Moore there for a Jets 1st.
He's coming, he's coming. Check him.
Rabbit, rabbit. Rabbit, rabbit. Mike 13, Mike 13. Hey, pick that, go.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he's going to get this pretty close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks' 15-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Stay with your man.
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Ready, ready.
Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved. Oh, it's a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and inches.
Still want to be prepared for a pass.
Wilson. Flushed out, and a big loss here as he's taken down. Jordan Brooks bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational, CD. That is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
This is
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Now Wilson, buying time to his left. And smartly going into the slide there, Wilson has enough for the first. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Looking to throw. Wilson, that's going to be caught by Kirk. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. On first down, Wilson escaping the pressure right. Letting one go deep for the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Back to throw. Wilson. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Jets are going to get the football back.
Let's get this.
Oh, Wilson going to throw. He'll drop this down to Taylor, and he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
He'll air this one out deep for Davis. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the Jets, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Carolina Panthers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA.